Hey everybody, how's everybody doing this evening? Hey Marcel, what's going on? Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful evening. I know I normally don't go live this late, but I got really busy. Excuse me, a lot of you know I'm a custom cake decorator, and I had a couple of cakes that I had to get started on tonight because my church is having what you call not like a Halloween party, but you know how churches have a, what do churches call it, like a harvest party, something like that. But anywho, last Sunday my pastor's wife had asked me to make some mini cakes that she wants to give out as prizes at our harvest party tonight. The opposite of Halloween party, but still it's going to be, treats and candy and, food and all that kind of stuff. So anywho, I had to get started on those cakes tonight. So that's why I'm running a little bit behind. But anywho, I hope everybody again is having a wonderful week thus far and has had a wonderful day. And we're going to jump right into this review of the episode of T.I. and Tiny Friends and Family Hustle, Season 1, Episode 2, and it was called Art of Communication. Now, the show has started off. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my live started on my Instagram. Okay. All right, we on the gram, we on the YouTube. Matter of fact, everybody on YouTube, go over to my Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Tanya Primetime TV, all one word. I'm also on Twitter, Tanya's Primetime TV /media reviews on Twitter. And also we have a Facebook group that anybody can join. It's called Tanya's Primetime TV /media reviews. Over there, we discuss, just like over here, TV shows, reality shows, celebrity news, trending news, this, that, and the third. But anyway, make sure you head over there because I will add you to the group. All you have to do is just click on Tanya's Primetime TV /media reviews on Facebook. Click request to join group and I will add you. So everybody who's joining me on the live tonight, make sure you click like, make sure you subscribe if you are not already a subscriber, and make sure you share. Please share this video with your on your favorite social media site, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Thank you very kindly. But anywho, so let's get started. The show started off, episode 2, T.I. again popping up at Tiny's house. I don't even think he has like has to knock or anything. He just seems to always walk in every time he go over there. So I'm thinking that T.I. probably has a key. But anyway, he's explaining how, Tiny had got upset or she wasn't so happy because remember last episode, their friend Latoya had moved back from Texas, back to the Atlanta, and she was her and her husband was having a kind of like a housewarming party / couples party. And hey Darrell, shouting out my people on YouTube, shouting out my people on Facebook. Excuse me. But she had a housewarming / couples party, and she had told T.I. that she wanted him to go with her, but he was like, no, sorry, can't do it. He really didn't give an excuse why he couldn't go. He just was like, nope, I can't do it. I'm not going. But then, since their anniversary is approaching and he knows she was upset, he was like, I got some things in mind. I'm going to hit her up, make sure her anniversary is great. So he got some plans for their anniversary since it's approaching soon. And then I was like, you know what, T.I., I really can understand now how Tiny, okay, now if you follow Tiny and T.I. over the years, you see how they always like have some kind of breakup or separation, and it's normally because of T.I. He's out there. He might have some infidelities, just out there, in the streets just tripping. And he always like gets back with Tiny. Like I don't know how many times I said, dang, when has Tiny got enough? When is Tiny gonna give it? It's all over social media. When has Tiny had enough? T.I. be doing this, that, and the 30. She always take him back. I don't know what he got down there. Must be gold. Either that or she likes the gifts. And that's another thing I was going to get at. During this episode, they kept coming across the subject of gifts. You remember T.I. had gave her a car a couple of months ago when he was caught, with that girl. Somebody had caught him on tape, on video, had on the slide, recorded him squeezing and caressing and slapping some girl's booty. I know y'all remember that. Anyway, even when she's pissed off at him, though, T.I. has such a great sense of humor. Every time I watch this show, now it's called Friends and Family Hustle. Before it was just called Family Hustle. And it just seemed like T.I. has such a great sense of humor. He always gets Tiny right where he wants her, in the palm of his hand. So you see that on this episode. But anyway, at the party that they had that Latoya and her husband, Latoya Luckett. There's two Toyas on this show. There's Latoya Luckett, who used to sing with Destiny's Child, and then there's Toya, the ex-wife of Lil Wayne. So sometimes I be wanting to call Latoya Luckett Toya, but I'm going to call her Latoya instead of Toya so we won't get confused. But anyway, at the party, Pastor Gray has showed up. A lot of different couples had came and showed up. And Pastor Gray, I guess he had made such an impression on Tiny that she's like, you know what? I think I want to go to church, this weekend. So she asked T.I. and he was like, church? You want me to go to church? I already knew he was going to turn it down. T.I. does not seem like the kind of person that would step foot in a church house unless he was getting married or unless he was going to a funeral. And that's for real. He just don't look like that type. But anyway, he was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, and what's up with all you black women? He was like, you black women, especially the scorned black women, you seem like a pastor's easiest target. It seemed like they can get right at you and right under your skin. He was up there joking around talking about, you know what? The pastors be like, hey, daughter, you don't need that man. Get rid of that man. Throw that man out with the trash. And then after you throw that man out, throw me your purse, daughter. I was cracking up. T.I. had me hollering. And then his son was like, Mama, stay woke. But anywho, I don't think T.I. is going to get to church with her. But anyway, being that she was already upset that he didn't come to the housewarming party, then on top of that, he's telling her that he's not coming to the, going to church. She's like, you know what? I don't know what to do with you, Tip. I don't know what to do with you, but he knows what to do with her. Tip is like, okay, I got it. She's upset. Let me hurry up and do what I does best. He goes outside, runs to the car, grabs some bags, some packages, and he comes back in the house and he's like swinging all these packages from his arms and stuff, gifts on top of gifts. And Tiny was like, did you see her face? It like totally lit up like a little kid on Christmas. And see, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the live when I said we see how gifts really affect their relationship, because over the years, every time T.I. does something that Tiny doesn't like, he buys her gifts. Cars, shoes, all kind of gadgets, all kind of clothes, trips, you name it. But anyway, you know what? I think T.I. always get away with murder because he's always making up for it with gifts. And Tiny, I'm sorry to say, I love everyone in the escape group, including Tiny, but I'm sorry to say, but I think Tiny is very materialistic, because how could you not be if you're always giving your man a pass when he messes up, even when it comes to infidelity, even when it comes to embarrassing you all over social media, and then he comes home, goes to the mall, brings home 5, 10, 15 bags of gifts, and it's like, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. That's what she was like. Oh, thank you. And then, like, after that, she's like, oh, well, on the green screen, gifts are nice and everything. He bought me a car. He buys me this, that, and the third. But I need more than gifts. I need sentimental things. I'm looking at her like, Tiny, keep it real. T.I., he knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for years, and he definitely knows her weakness, and her weakness is materialistic things. But anywho, I do have to give T.I. credit, because he is a great father, maybe not a great husband, but he is a great father, and it really shows, every time he's in a scene with his children, it really shows, how much he cares for his children, how much he loves them, how much they love him regardless of their parents, situation. They're living in separate households. They have to go over here. They have to go over here, back over here, back over here. The kids, they like, you can't really tell that they tripping about it because I think they truly love him regardless of his flaws. And that's a good thing because that means he's doing something right with the kids. But anyway, while out bowling with his sons, he's trying to, I need to get a drink. Excuse me, because something in my throat. But while out bowling, with his sons, he's trying to convince his son, Messiah. Now, Messiah is his oldest son. He's trying to convince him to go to Morehouse. But Messiah has his eyes on several different colleges. He's like, you know what, Dad, I'll check out Morehouse. But there's some other colleges that I want to go to, too. T.I. is like, but them other schools is predominantly white. I don't want you to go to them other schools. I want you to go to a school, that's predominantly black, where you can learn about your history and you can be around like people and see how different, different type of black people. Like T.I. was like, the light, the dark, the doctors, the lawyers, the teachers. I mean, just a whole bunch of black people that you'll be around, and they're taking up, different studies and everything. And Messiah was like, you know what, Dad? We'll see. We'll see. But anywho, his son was like the other son. Did you see him? He was like, heck no, Messiah. Don't be letting him dictate your future. I was like, and then Messiah, he said on green screen, he was like, I really love my dad. I know my dad looks out for us. And normally, what he tells us, he gives us good advice and everything. He's like, it's really difficult to go against my pops. And I believe that. I really believe that. When it comes to T.I., especially the way him and Tiny's relationship has been going with him, basically, it seemed like T.I. always gets his way. Let me just put it that way. It seemed like he always gets his way, and no matter how old his children would get, it seemed like T.I. will probably always get his way. But regardless, no matter what school Messiah picks, I already know his parents will both be extremely proud of him. And then we switch over to LaToya. LaToya is the one that used to sing with Destiny's Child, and she's with her good girlfriend Q. LaToya is expressing to her, how sometimes she feels like her hubby isn't quite giving her enough attention or spending enough quality time with her. Now, she's pregnant. And besides, being married to her, he also has a daughter who lives in Texas. Because, they used to live in Texas. And they just moved. Well, she moved back to the A because she used to live in Atlanta before. I think this is actually his first time living in the A. But anyway, since they moved back to Atlanta, he has to go back and forth, from Texas to Atlanta, to spend time with his daughter as well. And LaToya, she really, really adores his daughter. She also, mentioned how she wants to make sure that she basically feels like truly part of their family. And, as far as the new baby, she even wants to make sure, she's the first one to hold the baby. So she really is, trying to incorporate his daughter from a past relationship into their family and make sure, into their total new family and make sure, how it is sometimes where you have a man or, whoever has the child, the woman or the man, and then you marry somebody and they don't have children and you kind of like have to become the step parent And you have to make that child feel comfortable, like really make them feel like they are a part of the family, especially when there's another baby coming on, because you don't want them to think, here comes a new baby, I'm going to get pushed to the side. So anyway, I like how she's doing that. But even though a lot of women get really hormonal, during their pregnancy, I really think what concerned Latoya the most was the fact that previously, what did she say? 2015, she had, suffered from a miscarriage and, had lost her baby. And then on top of that, she's already having complications with her baby. Oh, what you say, Marcel? I'm sorry, I just saw your comments. Did you say T.I. making it hard for the average man? And King got so big. Yes, he did get big. And I'm like, but King, I think King looks just like his mama. Now Messiah looks like T.I. And what's the other son's name? I think he looks more like T.I. too. But that last one, well, not the last one, but the second to the last one, he looks like his mama. He looks straight like Tiny. But then so she was having complications with the baby, and she also told her friend, her name is Q. She was like, every time I wake up, it's just like, normally you wake up in the morning and you're like, thank you, Lord, for another day. Thank you for blessing me to wake up. Bless my steps. The normal when you get up and pray. But every time she gets up, it's like her first thought is the baby. Like, oh God, the baby's still here. I haven't lost the baby. So that she's under a lot of pressure and under stress because you know what? She had a miscarriage before, and if you had a miscarriage before, you understand what she's going through. And then you know what? Him being around her, I think gives her a lot of security, gives her a more sense of security or safety, just in case something goes wrong. Yep, Major, that's the one. But when she said, oh my God, like for instance, when she said that she was rushed to the emergency room because they thought the baby was trying to come early because she was having full-blown contractions, her girlfriend like, and where was your husband? No, she didn't say that he took his little girl school shopping. I was like, did he really drop you off at the hospital while you were having full-blown contractions and he left you there and took his daughter school shopping? I could not believe it. I'm like, come on, sis, you lied. I'm like, who does that? I don't get it. I'm like, okay, school shopping. Your wife might be going in labor. The baby is coming too early. So early where she will lose the baby. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Okay. Anyway. But so that's the reason why, she's talking to her friend Q. But she's like, we're not on the same page. We're really not on the same page. But anywho, you know what? If that was my dude, husband, boyfriend, I don't care. I think he would have got straight cussed out. I would have straight clowned him. His daughter would have saw him get straight cussed out. How you gonna leave me at the hospital and I'm having contractions and you talking about you going school shopping? That could have waited. But anywho, back at Tiny's house. How do y'all feel about Tiny turning down going on vacation to Trinidad with T.I.? She was like, you know what? I didn't like the way he asked me to go. Because, okay, T.I. has some business over in Trinidad. But since he has been like not so on good terms with Tiny, he has had a few little mishaps, over the last few months. And she's been upset with him. And their anniversary is coming up. He's like, you know what? I got business over in Trinidad coming up soon. You can come if you want to. I think I would have been like, Cool. When we leaving? What time? How many suitcases do I need? How many days are we staying? I think I would have done that. But on the flip side, I understand Tiny. She's like, she wants him to step up. She wants him to do better. And she feels like, you know what? If he really wanted me to go, he would have been like, hey, babe, I'm going to Trinidad. I really want you to come with me. We can celebrate our anniversary there. We can have some quality time. Maybe try to reconnect. That probably would have went over a lot better than you can come if you want to. But anyway, she's talking about, excuse me, she's talking about, you know what? He can buy me cars. He can buy me gifts. And then he thinks everything is okie dokie. But y'all cannot deny that that's not Tiny's fault. Over the years, and I've been following, not necessarily following them, but I'm a big Escape fan, and they just always appear in the news. It don't matter. They just always appear in the news. So you don't even have to follow T.I. and Tiny to find out the drama they going through because they always in the news. So anywho, I think, what? She allowed that. She accepted that. T.I. is used to buying a car, buying a ring, buying some red bottoms, taking her shopping, taking her on a trip whenever he gets in trouble doing something that he's not supposed to do. That's just what T.I. does. But now she's up to the point where, I don't know, I guess maybe it's because she's older. Maybe because they did get together really young. They've been together, oh my God. They were like, barely grown when they first got together. So, I get it. But then on the flip side, if she wants T.I. to really step his game up, she has to really put her foot down. Quit accepting all these gifts. Oh, yeah, Marcel, I think she was dragging it out, too. I really do. Because I'm telling you, as soon as he said Trinidad, I would have been like, what time we leave? I really would have been like, what time we leave? But, I think she's really dragging it out. But, as far as Monica, now, if y'all know me, y'all know I love Monica. I stated that in the first episode review. I have loved me some Monica since day one. And that song that she was playing in the studio, I was all for it. I'm like, I cannot wait till her new CD come out. But then when she was talking to her cousin Polo, who has basically been helping her with her music, over the years, he was like, when he was talking about sexy, he was like, I'm sorry, Mo, but when people think about you, they do not think about sexy. And I'm like, why not? Mo still got it. Just because she got kids, just because she's married, don't mean that she ain't got it no more. I was like, Mo, you better tell him. And she did. She was basically like, you know what? Just because you're an older artist, and she's not old, she's just older than some of these new ones out there. She was like, it doesn't mean that you don't got it just because you're not up there twerking, backing it up all on the stage, pop-lopping, all over the social media and on your Instagram. You don't got to do that forever. You don't. As long as her man knows, like she said, as long as my man, as long as my boo, as long as my husband know, I can do it in the bedroom. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So anywho, but anyway, I cannot wait till her new CD comes out. But Tiny and Toya, now they were hanging out, with their babies. And again, Tiny brought up again the fact about the trip, the Trinidad trip. And she's discussing it with Toya. And Toya was like, what the heck do you want him to do? I mean, I honestly think T.I. is trying. I mean, we're not with them there every day. We only can go by, what we see. But I really think T.I. is trying. And I think, Tiny needs to, kind of open up a little bit and let him do what he does. Because I really feel like they really do love each other. It's obvious. They've been together for years. And regardless of what goes on, they still together. Let that man take you out. Okay, he might not have said, Tiny, let's go to this beautiful island and let's make love. And I mean, okay, he didn't do all that, but girl, take the trip. You never know. She might enjoy it. They might really get a reconnection there and, fall in love all over again. You never know. What you say, Marcel? Monica and Brandy are legends. They was my biggest crushes. I'm pretty sure a lot of young men, a lot of older men, a lot of women. For y'all there on Instagram, somebody said on YouTube that Monica and Brandy are legends, and a lot of young guys probably had a lot of crushes on them. And I'm like, young men, old men, women. But yeah, they are both beautiful and they both very talented. Brandy, I be doing reviews on Empire, and Brandy still got it too. She still can sing too. Please, they be dropping the bars. But anyway, I wonder, you know what? Sometimes do Tiny's friends ever tell her what we all feel, which is, why do you keep accepting all these gifts from T.I. and not putting your foot down? Like, Toya, she said it. What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do differently? I think that's what she was trying to say. What do you want him to do differently? Because y'all keep going in the same direction. Over and over again. Y'all go in the same direction. He mess up. He come home. He spends money. Y'all back together. Toya's like, what else do you want him to do? Something different? What else? Tiny needs to make up her mind. That's how I feel. Tiny needs to make up her mind. Even if she's materialistic, like, I'm not saying it's wrong to have nice things, but she can get nice things on her own. Tiny ain't broke. Tiny is not broke. Everything that T.I. buys her, Tiny can buy herself. Am I wrong? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But I think she really needs to stop accepting all these gifts. Be like, T.I., no. At the beginning of the episode, she was like, I need him to be more sincere. I don't need all these gifts. But when he brings the gifts, she's like, hey, thank you, T.I. Oh, yeah, look at the red bottles. Look at, he ain't gonna never change if she don't make him change. That's just how I feel about it. But anywho, when LaToya and her husband were sitting around with his mother, excuse me, I think I'm catching a little cold. But anyway, when LaToya and her husband were sitting around with his mother, she was giving them some real relationship tea. Basically, what she was saying, what I have been hearing over the years. Oh, that's good. That's really good. But anyway, what I have been hearing over the years is basically to have a long-lasting relationship. Sometimes you have to go through trials and tribulations with all them marriage vows. All them vows that they, tell each other in front of their family, in front of God, in front of the pastor, do or die, basically, to the end. I won't cheat on you. I'll be faithful. I'll do this. Like, sometimes you go through all them vows. You don't hit each and every one of them and mess up. A lot of people say in long-term relationships, most of them have cheated. T.I. even said, me and Tiny, we both messed up. I believe it. I believe they both stepped out. But what I believe more is Tiny probably got so fed up with a lot of things he has done. And in return, what do women usually do when they man keeps messing up? Instead of us being smart and just moving on, we stick around and we just get revenge. I think that's what basically they were going through. But anyway, she was trying to tell them, you know what? You have to also have good communication. When you have a problem, you can't hold it in. Tell that person how you feel. Tell them what they did to piss you off. Tell them where they messed up. Tell them what you like them to change. You have to have communication in a relationship. Otherwise, you already know, if it ain't no good communication in a relationship, you are doomed. You are doomed. But Toya, excuse me, I keep calling her Toya. LaToya really needed to hear that because she was having such a hard time telling her man how she felt when he left her at the hospital while she was having contractions. And she was in the emergency room and he left her to go school shopping for his daughter. And she just didn't know the right way to approach the subject. She's pregnant. She don't need no more stress on her. She already lost a baby already, so she's already stressed out enough. And when he did that to her, I can imagine how she felt, because I would have been pissed. But anyway, she told him, you know what? She finally told him how she felt. She was crying and everything. And I was up there like, oh, don't cry, don't cry. Because, I mean, I really would have been pissed. And like I said, unless you had a miscarriage before, you don't really understand how women feel when they get pregnant again and how they always like on edges, you know, try to do everything right, eat right, don't do too much working, don't do too, you know, to try to make sure the next baby survives. So anyway, but he understood, you know, after she broke it down for him and everything, he was like, you know, I'm sorry and whatever, you know. But hopefully he won't pull that off again. And then lastly, how do y'all feel about you know how T.I. kept telling Messiah, I want you to go to Morehouse, even though Messiah was like, well, I want to go here. I want to check this out. I want to check this out. T.I. was nope. You just need to go to Morehouse. That's where I went. That's where you're going to go. How do y'all feel about parents who basically they don't really give their children a choice? It's like they got to totally follow in their footsteps. Grade school, middle school, high school, college. It's like they want them to totally follow their steps to every school that they went to. And I actually know parents like that. I really do. I know parents like that, and every child that they had to go to every single school that they went to. It was like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So how do y'all feel like that? If y'all went to a school or college, would y'all be upset if your children didn't go to the same college? Or would you really care? I mean, in the end, Messiah was like, you know, Dad, I made up my mind. I'm going to go to Morehouse. But he might have made that decision on his own, but he had a lot of strong encouragement from T.I. And then, like he was saying in the green room, you can't really turn my dad down. You can't really go against my dad. So I don't know if it was more like, okay, Dad really wants me to go, so I'm going to go. Or if it was like, okay, I checked out all these other schools. I really like this one. You know, Dad went there too. You know, some parents make it really hard and make it really difficult, just like in sports. If they play football, oh, you got to play football. If they play tennis, oh, you got to play tennis. You know, they just try. It's mandatory that their children do what they did growing up. So how do y'all feel about that? Put it in the comments. Let me know. But as far as Toya, Toya had told Tiny when they were sitting around, you know, with their babies and everything. I think they were at an ice cream shop. She had told her, you know what? You and Tip going through a lot. I'm going to holler at Tip. I'm going to holler at my homeboy, you know, see what's going on and see, you know, if I can't help y'all out in some type of way. She kept her word. She hit up T.I. and they met to discuss, you know, him and Tiny. In particular, the video that had went viral with him squeezing and slapping and caressing all over that girl's booty and things. And even though, like T.I. said, they both done dirt, him more than her. Excuse me, I'm getting really sick. But him more than her, Toya is like, you know what? You need to show more respect towards your wife and your family. So, this guy caught you slipping. But if if you're still married and you're really trying to get back with Tiny, you can't be out there slipping like that. I mean, you always have to think also, as a celebrity, you always have to think that there is somebody around you who will record you and will try to sell it. Sometimes they try to sell it, to a newspaper article, a magazine, a radio station. So, you got to be careful out there. And T.I. ain't dumb. T.I. is really intelligent, like really intelligent. And he knows what he be doing. So I really hope that he does better, especially when it comes to, properly inviting Tiny on a trip to celebrate their anniversary. I wonder if she's really going to go. What do y'all think? You all think she's going to change her mind? Do y'all think she's going to go to Trinidad? We shall see. But anyway, he was telling Toya, I bought her a car. I bought her a car. He was like, I tried to extend the olive branch. That car was his olive branch, y'all. So he did, and extend the olive branch. She accepted the car. But you know what, T.I., again, if that's what you know best to do, if that's what she's keep accepting, keep on spreading them gifts. Keep on, giving her gifts and everything. But Tiny, I just suggest, stop taking those gifts, girl. You can buy whatever he's buying you. You can buy it yourself, and you know it. So anyway, you guys, let me know how you feel about this video, about this episode. I'm sorry I'm sick. I just came down with a cold all of a sudden. Excuse me. I think it's the weather here because it's been hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. But anyway, you guys, let me know what you thought about the video. Please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. I'm about to take me some medicine and get into this bed. And I will see you guys later. In the meantime and in between time, Prime Time Squad, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out.